There's the Amish, and then there's the Schwarzentrooper Amish, the most extreme subgroup of them all. What I'm about to do is unheard of because outsiders are strictly forbidden. Schwarzentroopers follow much harsher rules than other Amish. They are known for driving horses and buggies instead of cars, using lanterns instead of electricity, and taking only one bath per week. So how am I getting access? My friend Lizzie left the community when she was only 19 and hasn't been back in some time. She's agreed to take me to her childhood home in Holmes County, Ohio, which looks like a time warp back to the 18th century. My goal is to show you the secret life of America's most conservative community and find out what's really going on behind closed doors. We are driving through a small town called Maslin. I'm on the lookout for my first horse and buggy. First one to find it wins.
This is where you feel everything slow down.
Yeah, this road is like calming.
It's so peaceful. When you live in a city where everything's hustle bustle and you come here, you start to appreciate the little things in life again.
The horse and buggy passing us right now. That was crazy. There's like surrounded by cars.
Yeah. This is where the road I used to go to church.
Oh.
Every 2 weeks, horse and buggy.
The Amish follow a branch of Christianity called Anabaptism, which focuses on adult baptism and non-violence. They worship God and follow the teachings of Jesus Christ as written in the Bible. Services happen in homes, barns, or churches, involving communal prayer, singing, and reading scriptures. The Amish movement started in the late 17th century when Swiss leader Jacob Amann emphasized traditional practices, leading to a split from mainstream Mennonite groups. Schwarzentroopers make up a tiny slice of America's 300,000 Amish. They are a subset of the Old Order who broke away around 100 years ago. To anyone living in central Ohio, it's easy to spot a New Order person versus a Schwarzentrooper person. But how can you tell the difference? For starters, there are specific rules that must be followed by all Amish people. They all agree to live separately from the world, pursue a limited education, dress in modest clothes, and refuse war. But other decisions about technology, travel limitations, and livelihoods depend on individual groups. For example, some Amish shop at Walmart and own smartphones. Schwarzentroopers, on the other hand, are the most isolated from society. They strictly maintain the early teachings and are quicker to excommunicate rebels like Lizzie. They do not advertise businesses online, and they have the lowest standards of living, including no electricity or plumbing. Schwarzentroopers marry Schwarzentroopers. Teenagers are allowed to court their potential future spouses, which includes hugging in a bed while fully clothed. For now, I'm on the lookout to see if anyone will speak to me. This is how you know we've entered Amish country. The horse and buggy sign. Hello, how are you? I like your horses. Where I come from in Arizona, we don't have horses like that.
Okay. Bisschen blaue hat.
He was kind of confused when you started talking to him.
That's why I did it. I want to see his face.
That was so cool. Wow. You may have noticed that Lizzie was not speaking English. That's because she grew up trilingual, Pennsylvanian Dutch as her first, English as her second, and German as her third to read the Bible. Before driving to Lizzie's childhood home, we stop in town to meet the less extreme Amish groups who live out here. Figured there's no better way to see Amish country than get around like they do on a horse and buggy. And we found a guy named Mel who has offered to take us around Amish country.
This is like the Mercedes of buggies compared to how I grew up.
How so?
They have a brake right here. We did not have the brake there. We were not allowed to have this.
What about this light?
Definitely we're not allowed to have that.
Okay, Jojo.
Let's go, Jojo.
Ik kan ook Duits schwätzen.
Oh, you can? How did you speak Dutch?
Ik ben opgewachsen in de Amish.
Oh, really?
Ja, Schwarzendraw.
What is your Amish sect called? Old Order.
Old Order and the New Order, they believe the same, but they just got different rules. And how long were you gone?
20 years since I left.
You can't go home.
I can go home.
So you can do
Yeah.
it. Go home. That's the one.
Yeah.
Does that shock you?
Some do, some don't.
Yeah?
We stopped at a beautiful viewpoint here. You can see Amish country is just flatlands, grass, hills. Feels just like Wisconsin or Iowa, Missouri, all the Midwest. Why do Amish men shave their mustache?
Well, I was told that, we're supposed to be conscientious objectors. So the Army colonels, we had mustaches. So that's why we don't have them.
Really?
How have the Amish evolved? The internet is now everywhere, and are people adapting to it positively, or they're unhappy about what's happening?
Some are, there's some that ain't.
Yeah.
There's some that are starting a new community.
How do you feel about it?
If they don't like it, if they don't want it, move out of
Yeah,
here.
exactly. What is one positive thing that you hope other people could learn from your lifestyle?
Just say our upbringing,
Yeah.
you know, we are taught to work. I got 3 boys in Kentucky. They used to live in Kentucky. They're not Amish. Well, I'd rather they would be Amish, but you know, Amish is not the only way. Amish is just a way of life.
Yeah.
It don't matter how big my hat is, how long my beard is, how big a mustache I have.
So do you use the internet?
I got a tablet.
So you do use it. Do you use YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, see, that's a new order girl there. She ain't got a better bike. It's a tough bike.
Oh, wow.
I like you because you're open-minded. Mel's perspective as a member of the Old Order helps me understand what I'm getting into. But things are about to get more intense as we approach Lizzie's farm. Entering a Schwarzen Trooper's home is not even rare. It's unprecedented, and we're about to find out what makes them so different. We just pulled up to Lizzie's childhood house. For everyone watching this video right now, out of respect, and Lizzie also told me not to film like her mom specifically and faces of people, so it's gonna be tricky to film in the house, but we can walk around here and maybe you can just explain some things. Is that okay?
Yep.
Lizzie has flowers for her mom. That's so sweet of you. Everyone should give flowers to their mom.
Exactly.
To be honest, I am shaking as we pull up to Lizzie's childhood home. When she left at 19, the church shunned her, which means they cut her off entirely. She hasn't talked to some of her siblings in 10 years, and she still hasn't seen her mom in quite some time.
Hey, ma'am. What's Miss June do? This is my friend Drew.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Drew.
Till Zinero.
I'm gonna put him in there.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Very good.
It brightens up the house.
Ja. Hab nicht das mal. Hab sie gekriegt in...
Growing up, Lizzie had 18 siblings. Sadly, when she was only 13, her father's life was taken by a drunk driver who slammed into his horse and buggy. That left her precious mother to raise all 19 kids by herself. When Lizzie was 19, she had been exchanging letters with her boyfriend who belonged to another Amish community in New York State. They fell in love at her sister's wedding. One day, he delivered a letter in her mailbox that said he had escaped, and he would pick her up at 10 p.m. if she wanted to run away together. Lizzie had only a few hours to make a decision, and with 20 bucks in her pocket, an 8th grade education, no job, and no social security number, she said yes.
So then I climb out onto the roof. My boyfriend is up on the hill flashing his flashlight. I eventually climb all the way out to the edge and I'm like crouched down. So finally I took a deep breath and I jumped.
And when you got in the car, what'd you do?
We all just like screamed.
Of happiness?
Of happiness.
I'm walking around her mom's house. It's so interesting. It's like everything's made of wood. There's no electricity, there's no lights, there's no power outlets. It feels like life in the 1930s. There's a train passing. It feels very Midwestern when I hear that sound. Wow. How long does this take to make?
Depends how fast you work.
Well, this is a one-piece clothing.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they just cut it and then...
Your mom made this?
Mm-hmm. This is the sewing machine.
That's how you do it? You sit down and then...
So you sit down.
You know how to work this thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And get your little scissors.
It's coming back to you.
Look at that line.
That's awesome. It's pretty good. She can start making you some things.
Look at that. I still got it.
Did she pass the test?
Yeah.
Nice.
My German precision.
Yeah.
This is the washroom. This is keeping something full.
Oh, that's like a fridge.
This is a kerosene. They use this in the summer instead of the winter so that they don't have to heat up the big stove. You put these pots on here, whatever you want to cook.
I mean,
It's just a burner.
It makes sense of how you
Yeah.
cook.
And then they have portable ovens. So in the summer, if they want to bake bread or pies or whatever,
Oh, cool.
they literally put them on here. This is the kettle to heat water, to do laundry. This is fancier than what I grew up with. And then this is the washer. There's a belt underneath.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Seems
Yeah.
up right there. And they probably have a motor on the outside. It's hooked up. And then they run the motor. You ring it through here, put it in the rinsing tub, rinse it in there. And then you wring it out again. And then you hang it out on the clothesline to
It
dry.
sounds like a very complicated process.
It's pretty easy when you're used to it. This right here is the tub they used to take bath.
You don't take showers here?
There's no showers. Every Saturday night,
Only once a week?
get water, heat up the water, Put hot water in here, put cold water in there, take a bath.
Why only once a week?
Think about the process.
Every Saturday, you and your 18 siblings would take a bath here, like one after another after another.
Yeah, all the younger ones would use like the same, you know, water or whatever,
So it got
take
dirty.
a bath, whatever. But then all the older kids would have their own water, like we wouldn't share water.
We're about to check out the bathroom situation here. Okay.
It's not a bathroom,
Oh,
it's an outhouse.
Bathroom.
There's no bathroom because you can't take a bath in it.
okay, let's see the bathroom. Sorry, let's see the outhouse.
The outhouse.
I've seen much worse.
This is actually pretty fancy. When I was growing up, we had to use newspaper. We didn't have toilet paper.
So they have toilet paper now.
They have toilet paper now, as you can see.
You use like actual newspaper?
We had to cut up newspaper and use the newspaper. We did not have to.
Isn't that like rough on your skin?
Of course.
But I imagine with 19 kids, it did not smell very good in here.
No. This is actually not bad compared to what I have smelled.
But there's no light in here, so what if it's 2 in the morning and you need to use the bathroom?
Flashlight. Here's the thing that I think that the modern world can learn from the Amish is that we're very self-sufficient and very creative and
I
sustainable.
love that.
Like,
We're losing touch of all of those
yeah,
things.
like look how sustainable this
Yeah.
is. Like, they're not relying on any electricity. They're not relying on anything necessarily modern. If electricity goes out, they're not doomed.
Nothing's imported.
No.
Everything's like consumed here.
Yep. They can be their own. And that's what modern society has lost its touch
That is one
in
of the coolest lessons, I think, from this video. They are living peacefully and they're not harming the environment.
In all reality, they're helping the environment. They're planting 500 onion
That's
plants.
awesome.
This is just for green onions.
What'd you say?
They're planting it before it rains.
Oh, before it rains, yeah. Oh, that smells good over here. I like
But she wants something to eat.
The stove system is so cool. Like it works. You don't need electricity to cook. So what kind of butter is that?
Apple butter.
I don't even know what apple butter is, but it sounds good. Whoa. I taste cinnamon and apples and it's like a jam kind
It's
of.
a German explosion in your mouth.
And the bread is so good. It's like warm and gooey bread. It's not really butter, it's more jam.
It's a jam. It's not. It's called apple butter because it's apples.
That is
oh
really
my
good.
God.
Sarah got 10 plants to eat.
This bread though,
The bread. Best
like-
bread. I always tell people this is the best bread
it's
you'll
like
ever have in your life.
freshly baked warm bread.
Look at this really cool pump.
What
This
is that
is
for?
old fashioned
Oh, for water?
for water.
Oh.
This is rainwater. You don't drink this one.
Is it for washing stuff?
Yeah, for washing, whatever. It's really dark in
What is
yeah.
this? Basement?
This is the cellar basement.
Whoa. It's cold down here.
It's cold down here, so you come down here to cool. Now this is the real deal right here. Look at this.
Whoa.
This is all the camp meat. That's
Wow.
sealed. This is probably ground beef. This is chicken.
And it's cold. Like you feel it? It's really cold.
It's really cold, yeah. So people get really scared about like you can't can and preserve meat like that and keep it. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. The way that you do it is you put it in the jar. You put this lid on with the rings, cover it all with water, and you have it boiling for like 3 hours.
Whoa.
That preserves the meat,
That's it?
seals the meat. You get it out, let it cool
And
down.
it can last like years like this? Or maybe
Usually,
months?
every year they renew
Sure.
it, so it'll.
Whoa, look
it'll
behind
last.
you. Holy crap.
this is all
I
the-
didn't even see this.
That's grape juice. That's probably
So
apple cider.
cool.
And you cool down.
That's what we have to sell it for.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
You like coffee?
I like coffee.
Here, you want to try the hat on?
Is it disrespectful? Can I try it on?
Oh yeah, you can.
Is this yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh.
See, even with the
Well-
red, I just got to shave my mustache and then
Yeah.
He's never been around any of the like Amish stuff.
A lot of the stresses and the anxieties that we have, it seems like you guys don't have those stresses here.
Oh yeah, we have stress too.
It's just a different kind of stress.
You guys sell these hats?
You can have that.
No,
one.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna take your hat.
I'll just get another one.
No, I'm not gonna take your hat, bro.
That one's older anyways.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
You're 36? I thought you were gonna say 25.
Yeah.
Have you ever left Ohio?
Yeah, I left. I was all the way out in Colorado. I went with my brother Malin out to Colorado. We came off the train.
What is it like to kind of see other states for you, or different?
Oh, I like to see it. I mean, it was nice in Colorado. Like,
Yeah.
just to see it. I mean, I don't really. For me, I wouldn't really be interested in moving out there. But
What do you enjoy most about the Amish lifestyle?
the way I was raised, I guess. Anytime really like. I mean, the big cities and people.
Does it stress you out?
I like more to just be myself, I guess.
And you never once had a desire to use the internet or anything?
No, I never did.
Oh, my whole job is on the internet. Like, I go around the world and tell stories about different cultures and communities, and then I document it, and I share those videos with people on YouTube. Do you know what YouTube is?
Well, I know it half YouTube. I don't really know what they do on YouTube.
It's just like video content, basically. I can travel around the world and interview people with big cameras, and then I put them on YouTube, and then people watch them. They comment and they engage with it, and they say, wow, cool video. And then the more views I get, the more money I can make. Because like there are advertisements played on the videos.
I see.
And that's how I make a living. It's cool, right?
Yeah?
Anyways, good luck in your farming.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Now we are heading upstairs to Lizzie's bedroom, where she hasn't stepped foot in years.
It smells the same.
How does it feel to be in here?
I honestly have no words. Like, it's just all the things are flooding back.
So you've gone through so many changes, whereas they haven't. So that must be even crazier for you.
I chose to leave.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah. The choice.
So that was my choice. I now understand and know two sides.
Mm-hmm.
The modern world and the non-modern world. They know one side. They have a right to their feelings and their thoughts and how they feel about it, and so do I.
Yeah.
But we're friends. Like, we're not.
As your mom said, we're friends. We're friends.
Yeah, we're friends. I had many dreams in this room about leaving. And I remember literally I was standing at this window putting my dress and outfit on for church. And I had gotten in trouble for putting a pin on the wrong way. I'm staring out the window and I said to myself, if I'm going to go to hell for putting a pin on wrong in my dress, I'm going to go to hell driving a car.
Wow. This is the window you were looking.
This is the window. I was meant to be here for the time that I was, but I was never meant to be here for the rest of my life. I also believe that some people in the community have a bigger calling, and maybe they were meant to leave, but it's the strength of the community and the culture and the relationships of the family and the church that keeps them here, number one. Number two is the fear of the church.
Were you able to be open and share these feelings with your siblings, or you were just like internally?
I had to internalize it, and I left a note that I was leaving. And sometimes when I look back at like what that note says, I literally go, how did I even know to write that? Because I said, this has nothing to do with anybody else here. This is me, but I have to go.
Have you talked to your mom about that note ever?
Mm-hmm.
But she got it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Is this what you imagined the outside world would be?
No. All I know is when I left, I 1000% knew it was where I was supposed to go, but I had no idea what my life was going to look like or what it was going to lead to because I knew so little of the world. Like, if I'm standing here and I just like look at the barn, I look at the railroad tracks, I remember, I look at like where my life is now, and it's just, there was a time in my life where I didn't respect this, and I have so much respect for this now. Without this, I wouldn't be who I am today. I have this.
Yeah. It was a really special experience at Lizzie's mom's house. Everything's so traditional here. It's kind of reminds me of the Mennonites in Wisconsin, but this one it's different. They're just more traditional, more old school. So what is this?
This is the business. Right now it's pretty empty. It's not season for vegetables, but look, homemade butter. You cannot get butter any better than this.
Oh my God.
Best eggs you'll ever have. $2. So I have to tell you something. So right before I left, I walked out. My mom was like, you guys can just take those. I was like, no,
I'm gonna pay for it.
I said, no, he'll pay for it.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
She doesn't want to take money from me.
Even if it's your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because you left the community or because?
Because I'm a shunt. I was a member of the church. I got baptized into a church, became a member. And when you leave, you get shunned.
But I'm not Amish, so I can.
So you can pay for it.
But she won't take your money?
Not mine. She said, well, that's just the way it is, and let's just be friends. She goes, let's just honor it, and let's just be friends. Like, let's just leave it. Like, I have to honor it and follow it because of the church, but I want to be friends with you, so let's just... And I was like, no, that's fine. I'm good with that. She's saying, like, I want to be friends and want to keep the peace.
She seems to not mind that you've left.
She doesn't care that I left.
But she's pretty traditional.
Last year when I went through divorce, like they don't do divorce, like they don't believe in it or whatever. I honestly didn't know like how she was gonna respond to it, and she was like totally cool.
I thought it was interesting when we first walked in, there wasn't a moment of like, hey, how have you been? She was just like, yep, I'm cooking the cookie. I was like, just straight business. She's like, yep, what's going on? I'm quilting, I'm cooking.
I said, what are you doing? She's like, you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's literally what she said.
She's sarcastic.
She's
Wow.
like,
So
but-
but if I give her money, she'll take it?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to ask you questions? She's not curious about your life?
Sometimes she asks a couple questions, but I think the comprehension of like my life is so vast. There's no like correlation. Like people ask me that about my twin, where they're like, I hope you get to see your twin, or what do you talk about, or do you write her letters? And I'm like, I don't write her letters because our lives are so incredibly different. I don't even know what to say to them.
Do you think your mom knows what YouTube is?
No. So we were never allowed to have ice house.
I wonder how and why it changed from when you were
Make
younger.
their own rules.
Make their own rules.
Oh my god.
It's literally ice. You did not have this growing up?
No.
Blocks of ice, like huge pieces of ice.
So now they don't have to go to the neighbors to put their ice cream in the neighbor's freezer. So that's supposed to last all summer?
Yeah.
That's amazing. This is where we used to put up hay and straw and do thrashing.
Did you dress like them, like when you were younger?
Yes. The way that they're dressed, that's how I dressed.
And now look at you. It's a little different.
So this is the building that we used to, what they call the milling.
Is this building the same as when you were growing up?
This is the corn.
Whoa.
So we husk the corn all by hand.
Whoa. It's like a slide of corn.
Yeah. They feed the corn to the pigs, and then they use it to make their feed. It's a little different. This is what we used for light. This opens right here, and that's where you put the kerosene.
What is kerosene? Fluid?
Flammable fluid.
Flammable fluid.
Yes. Here, there's a wick that goes down into the kerosene, and so you light up the wick. As long as there's kerosene in there, it'll light up.
Like the whole night it will stay? And if you don't have that fluid, it doesn't work.
No, you don't. You definitely don't want to use gas. Gas is more flammable than the kerosene, so kerosene's the safe one. This is quite different because they don't milk cows for money anymore, but this used to be all cow stalls, like the ones over here.
You milked in here.
15 cows, and this is a cow milking stool. This is what you sit by the cow, and you sit down and you milk the cow.
We are in the
See
horse
that?
barn right
We're in
now.
the horse barn.
And these are all
There's another horse over here.
Lizzie's family's horses. There's a lot. You guys have a lot of horses.
Yeah, they have to.
What is the significant role of horses for Amish people?
Horse and buggy, and then for farming. Anytime that they have to go plow the fields, do the seeding, any kind of farming that typical other farmers would use tractors for, they use the horses for. This is the sheep.
A lot of sheep.
Lots of sheep. This used to be where all the cows would live.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me. I thought that was a person. It smells interesting in here.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe because there's horses right here eating.
Oh.
Nope, not feeling it. Not feeling it.
This is the buggy.
They're pretty big.
This is where you sit. This is the brake. So this is attached to this right here. So when you go downhill, you have to put the brake on to help the horse. Then there's the blankets that they cover up with. This is where the lantern goes.
This lantern is for buggies, and you have the light there, and you turn it around. So it's like a stoplight in a car.
A reflector, yeah.
Is that for night only, or always?
Night only, yeah. Vastly different from the other order of Amish.
The reflective tape on the back of these buggies is a hot topic. They ride without the yellow slow moving signs, which all other Amish use. Since they are driving on federal roads, there have been many accidents, like what happened to Lizzie's father. But the tape is how local Ohioans can spot the difference between shorts and troopers and other subgroups. If you come back here in 50 more years, probably gonna look the same.
It's gonna look the same pretty
Might
much.
be a little different, like
Yeah,
like the toilet paper, you know, is different. The freezer,
The
yeah.
ice house freezer thing, that's different.
But they won't be driving cars in 50 years.
No.
Is it a growing population or a shrinking population?
Well, they do have lots of kids.
True.
So
But,
actually,
but as the world progresses, they more than might be like, I'm doing something
well, and then
different.
there's people that leave. Obviously, that like takes away from the
Right.
total count.
What is this place?
So this is where I went to school. Now, unfortunately, we can't see the schoolhouse anymore because they tore it down.
How does the school system work in the Amish community?
We go 1st through 8th grade
Only.
only. And then we graduate 8th grade, we get promoted to housework. Recently looked at my 8th grade graduation card and it said promoted to housework.
Oh my god. And you probably didn't even learn that many things.
No, we learned English, writing, reading, German, spelling, and some vocabulary.
So learning how to speak in different languages, and then after 8th grade,
Then I became a maid. And if I stayed in the community, I eventually would have gotten married and had lots of babies. And I was like, I'm out. We're not doing that. This is part of what shaped me. This is part of my past, but it also like taught me so much, and there's so many valuable things that I learned here.
hey buddy.
Hey!
Hi. Are you from this house?
Yeah,
How many years have you lived here?
since '76.
So she went to the Amish school
Since
here.
76?
Yeah.
Wow.
She went to theAmish school here.
Yes,
Yeah, I used to
remember.
go to school there.
What was cool about it is you guys used to sing your
Yes, we
lessons
did.
instead of talking like they do in regular school. You would sing.
We would sing, yeah.
You're obviously not Amish, but you live around Amish people. What is it like to be, how are they as people, as neighbors, the Amish?
Oh, they talk to me a little bit, but they pretty well keep themselves. My biggest fallacy is that, oh, he's Amish, so he's a carpenter. You know, it's like saying, you know, I'm Welsh, so I'm this or that or anything
Yeah,
else. You know,
yeah.
but they're good. They're good people. They take care of things.
Unless you've lived it, no one can fully understand what it's like to grow up Amish. I'm happy to meet other members of the community who live alongside them, but there's something sad about the schoolhouse only existing in Lizzie's memory.
I didn't know what to expect going through all of the memories. I mean, it's extremely nostalgic. Like every time I come back here, I feel things that I haven't felt in a while. So it reminds me of where I came from and why I am who I am today. I'm so happy that we did this because it was an absolutely phenomenal experience.
And your mom is a rock star, and I hope that people can feel that in the
Yeah.
scene in your house.
Yeah.
Well, the rainstorm has approached, and I just dropped Lizzie off at her sister's house. And I gotta say, that was one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had in America. I just think it's so cool that the USA is so big and there's so many different countries and cultures and religions and beliefs. And the Amish is just one of them. They're friendly people, they're harmless people, and that's kind of why I wanted to come learn about this culture, because I wanted to share with you the real story of Amish, especially hearing it from Lizzie's point of view, someone who grew up there and has left. It's been very, very special. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two about one of America's most interesting communities, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.